Today in the Dadbod workshop, our 2009 BMW F800ST has no dash lights. In fact, the dash isn't coming up at all. So we need to find out why. Let's get started. What's supposed to happen is that when you turn your ignition on, the dashboard lights up, does its self-diagnostics, and then settles down and you can start the bike. This is what's happening at the moment. Ignition's on. You can hear the fuel pump set itself, but there's nothing on the dash. The bike starts perfectly, but no dash lights. We have full functionality. We have indicators both sides, we have headlights, we have number plate lights, we have brake lights for the front brake and the rear brake. Nothing with the computer at all. We have high beam. We have flash. So first thing we'll do is run the motor scan to see if it's throwing up any codes. So what we need to do is access the bike's diagnostics port. Here it is here. It's just tucked away behind the fuel tank inlet on the inside of the seat. You need to remove your seat and you take the cap off. It just unscrews and pulls off. What you need to do is to attach that is a special BMW cable. Clicks in and then just screws down. And at the other end is a connector to go into your OBD2 Bluetooth reader. It just clicks into the end of, that's just mine. And you'll see when you've got power coming through the system, I've got a red light on, which means it's functional. So that reader is reading the bike's computer system. I use MotoScan as a product and it works on an Android system. So I go into F series for the bike, I look up, it's a K71, is the F800ST, and I'll go into Combi, the instrument cluster, and see if I can see any codes with that. It says the interface is present with the OBD2, so the diagnostic interface has been connected. So now what we do is turn our ignition on. There's no connection to the instrument control, the instrument cluster. Okay, we're into the main part of the system, which is the chassis computer, and we can read our trouble codes. And we have two codes. One is a horn and one no can message from the Combi. So what's telling me is the system says that the horn isn't working, which we found out, and the system can't access the instrument panel. Instrument cluster is dead. I did a connectivity in this plug here with all the pins and nothing came through, so it looks like the board itself or the instrument panel itself is dead. Apparently what happens is the capacitor goes crook on them, so you can actually replace the capacitor. So what we'll do now is dismantle the instrument panel and get to the board. For this you'll need a T10 Torx. The next step is to remove these cardboard bits, just very gently. And to get this one off, you need to take this clear plastic piece, which is underneath the tachometer. And then when you get to the bottom of the Speedo cardboard, you just remove them from the two little clips like that. And now there's 3 screws, 1, 2, 3. What you need for these 3 screws is a number 6 Torx. We just gently take the shroud off. And what we're after is the little capacitor here. I've taken the board out of the housing completely so I can check both the capacitors. There's 2. On the front of the board there's a 16 volt one. On the back of the board, just here, is a 25 volt one. So what we're going to do is remove the 16 volt one and replace it. What we need to do is use the soldering iron and just melt the solder on each side and pull it off with the pliers. We don't want too much heat into it because it's a double-sided board. We don't want to destroy anything else. and just gently ease it off. Just remember the orientation of the capacitor. The black stripe is negative. The negative is down towards this. Once the capacitor's out, we just take the black base plate away and we'll reuse that. I've just loaded the new capacitor into the black base plate. I'm just trimming off the arms. I've put it through and bent them around. And I'm trimming off to a couple of millimeters so that they can be soldered on. Just make sure when you solder it on, you don't overlap it with the positive and the negative. And the capacitor is back on. I've clipped the board back into the housing so the pins from the board near the capacitor go into the socket. I've just put that onto the bike to test it, and I've got full dash once again. So a 42-cent capacitor was all that was required to fix this. Now it's just to put it back together and put it back in the bike, and we're done.